Key takeaway from this Quad meeting.
Well, it's interesting because of the timing, right? We're 1 month away from the general election. We know that Donald Trump has made China one of his main campaign issues, but more for a domestic audience. So he sends his top diplomat, Mike Pompeo, to Tokyo to meet with his counterparts in the so-called Quad that includes, of course, Japan and Australia and India, as they're promoting the United States under the Trump administration, the Indo-Pacific strategy to include and try to bring in India in a coalition, if you will, against or to counter the rising influence in China. And India is the top nugget here to get into the fold, because they've been very proud to be non-aligned, really, in a lot of different alliances. So the Quad is not necessarily an alliance, but it has been raised in stature. It is now at ministerial levels. This was the second ministerial meeting that involved the foreign ministers. The last one was in New York last year, I believe. So this is what Mike Pompeo did. He tried to build this coalition, as I said, against China. He said, as partners in this Quad, it is more critical now than ever that we collaborate to protect our people and partners from the Chinese Communist Party's exploitation, corruption, and coercion. Now, the new foreign minister of Japan, that is, of course, Toshimitsu Motegi, under the new prime minister, I should say, Mr. Suga, he avoided mention of China by name, but he did say the Quad could help strengthen the international order, and called on other nations that may share the same vision for the region to perhaps join in this Indo-Pacific gathering. That's where we stood right now. It was just a one-day affair, and Mike Pompeo has headed back to Washington, D.C. Other pressing issues, obviously, with the White House coronavirus cluster being top of the priority ahead of the election coming in just 4 weeks' time.
I'm guessing, Steve, this won't be the last we'll see of this. I mean, when people get together to talk about you without you there, that's usually not a very good thing. I mean, these kinds of gatherings, how is that affecting just this global, almost consensus view on China?
Well, a couple of quick things. The United Nations, there was a joint statement put out by 39 nations, including Germany, the UK, and the US, condemning China in the UN for alleged human rights abuses, particularly in Xinjiang, as well as curtailing political freedoms here in Hong Kong. That statement was quite sharply worded and read out by Germany's ambassador to the UN. I'm running out of time, but you can get the flavor there. They're upset with what's happening in Xinjiang and what transpired here in Hong Kong. And European countries also said that they felt increasing pressure from China not to sign on to that statement at the UN. But 39 countries did. China's allies, though, like Pakistan and Cuba, though, did rally some other countries in support of China.